we're getting ready to get out the door before the sun is even officially up because, like my husband likes to joke, this is like my Christmas. We are going to pick up our bulk meat purchase, and he's not wrong. Filling my freezer so I can feed my family of 9 is just, that's security for me, and being able to not have to worry as much. I have rice and beans and things like that in storage, but when we have our freezers full of meat, I know we're gonna be okay. So I don't know, I'm probably not gonna video a ton as far as getting the meat because coming home, it's a process. Like I gotta get that stuff in the freezer, but I'm gonna come back and sit down and tell you everything I spent.
And I did a similar video last year, but I did buy different things this time, so I wanted to give you an updated video. And I'm also gonna share 3 ways on how we can afford to buy meat in bulk. We are a large family of 9, so honestly, given over a year's time, there's just no better option than to buy in bulk. And I'm gonna go through all of what I've spent. I know with growing kids, our kids are 14 all the way down to almost 1, and I know we're feeding a lot of, so this meat will last us, I'm gonna say 9 months for sure. We'll place another order, but we could probably stretch it a little bit longer than that. I should say no better option because we still live within the city limits, so we don't have the option to raise our own meat. We were supposed to be buying a homestead last year and just a lot of things fell through. So we are actively looking, but buying in bulk is our only and best option. So here is the breakdown on what we bought. Okay, for the finale total, it was $2,630.39. But that also included 3 half smoked salmon, 15 pounds of cheese, so mozzarella, some pepper jack, and some Colby jack. And then my children really like frog jam, so I picked up a couple of those, and apple butter, and then a new Christmas jam. We've never had that before. And then I also got, from the deli section, I bought a 9.5 pound honey ham and brought it home, and my husband sliced it up on our meat slicer. Went ahead and they give us a really good deal. It was like $4.99 a pound. And if I go down to Kroger right now and buy deli ham, it's $10.99, $11.99 a pound. So I did save a lot of money, but that ended up being $60 for the ham. Packaged it up and put it in the freezer. But that will save us in the long run. So the $2,600 was not completely meat, I should say. But I'll break down. The beef was $1,314.89. The whole pork was $526.83. And then the chicken was $568.01. So as far as the beef goes, we buy a half of beef, and I always ask for the bones, and I asked for 5 pounds of fat because the first time I did that, I got like a huge grocery bag full of fat and it barely fit in the freezer. So now I asked for 5 or 10 pounds depending on how much space. But we still have a lot of lard and tallow from last year that I rendered down, but I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity to still get it. So I just got 5 pounds of beef suet to make tallow. And then I always ask for all the different bones. And then this time I actually asked for the heart and tongue. This is the first time, so if you have any beef recipes that deal with that, please let me know in the comments. So my beef was 306 pounds for half a beef, and it came out to be $4.29 per pound. And then I changed it up a little bit this year because we're trying to really hone in our steak making skills and things. So we got our steaks cut to 1.5 inches this time, which gives us less steak, but it makes a better quality steak. I package mine in 2-pound packages of ground meat because we are a family of 9. My roast I get into 3 and 4 pounds. That way if I do like a beef stew, I can just get 1 package out, but if I'm doing shredded meat, I might get 2 of those roasts out. And I split my beef up into ground beef and patties because we do like to grill in the summer. So I want to make sure I have patties on hand. And when they do it, it just doesn't fall apart like if making homemade patties, which you absolutely can still do. Okay, as far as the whole hog, It was 205 pounds and it came out to be $2.29 a pound. And I did pay extra for smoking our bacon and also brats, which I get flavored. My sausage this year, because I found that they have ingredients I don't really like, and then last batch was really salty, so I just got plain sausage. And then you'll see me here probably in a video soon. I ordered a bunch of seasonings from Azure Standard that I'll be making up some of my breakfast sausage seasoning that I really love, and then I need to find a good Italian blend, and I'm just gonna make a bulk batch, so when I cook that sausage up, I already have the seasoning blend and I can just add it when I need it. This year I did not get any hams. I found that even when I smoke the hams or get ham steaks, they're just super dry. And we tend to eat ground sausage more, so I just had them this time ground up my hams into having more sausage. I get boneless pork chops mostly because we like to do like breaded tenderloin sandwiches, or I grill up the pork chops and I don't have to worry about the small bones with the children. So pork chops I get boneless, and I do a mixture of ground sausage, brats, and also sausage patties, so we can grill those up for breakfast or have sausage sandwiches. And then also I do the ground sausage in 2-pound packages. And then if you saw in my last video, I just ordered a whole bunch of whole chickens, which is the best option as far as cost effectiveness, but they also offer 40-pound boxes. So I ended up getting a 40-pound box of bone-in thighs, and then I got a 40-pound box of boneless chicken breasts and a 40-pound box of boneless chicken thighs. And I paid more for those per pound than a whole chicken, but I also paid a little bit more for them to package them up and freeze them for me, because normally the boxes just come in a big 40-pound box and then you take it home and have to deal with the raw chicken into packages. And we did do that the first couple times, but just because of convenience, and I drive, an hour and a half away to get it, I could just come home and put those packages in my freezer and not have to portion them out when I'm dealing with, still having an infant and things. So I paid for convenience this time. I don't always, but this time I felt like it was worth it. So I did pay more because of them having to package it for me. So my boneless chicken thighs, it ended up being $5.49 a pound. My bone-in chicken thighs were $2.79 a pound, so also bone-in also saves money than boneless. But I was trying to think of how we're going into spring and summer, how I'm gonna actually use this meat. And I will say we live in Indiana, and I know prices can be different no matter where you are, but I can't afford to go to our local pasture-raised farm for beef and chicken. I have to drive an hour and a half away to be able to get a good quality meat that actually still fits in our budget. But there are 3 ways that I have learned to save over the year that I want to share, because I want it to be an encouragement to you, because I know buying in bulk can be expensive, but there are ways that I've been able to save to be able to buy bulk meat. And it's, like I said, a non-negotiable now that we are a large family. There's just no other option. So hopefully we get a homestead this year, and next year I'll just be taking all of our own to the butcher. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you didn't see my last year's video, I will link it right here.